kickoff for Tampa Bay.
2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. First carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well. And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins. And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at their 49-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now it's Burrow. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play. Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free. Yeah, lived to fight another down, right? 3rd and 2, now Burrow. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. T. Higgins was the intended target. And it's 3rd down. Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Burrow to Boyd there for the Cincy first.
2-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyler Boyd, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field. And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Albert Rosas set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Bucks take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Jones, first carry for the USC man. And forget about finding a lane. He barely... He had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
1 yard line.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Jackson from the shotgun. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going, and they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And the Bucks with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow.
A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted.
Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. 20. There he goes left side. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
For the point after.
Coaches preach all the time about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and he did exactly that. I used to have a coach told us all the time, a lost opportunity is never regained. Well, no regrets here. He picked that one off and took it to the house.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Now Burrow to throw on 2nd down. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. T. Higgins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good.
Bengals 14. Buccaneers 7. Aldrich Rosas set.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. And the first drive, 3 and out. 2nd possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop.
And 9.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, it's Jackson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Jackson.
You could tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
And 9 yards to go.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, Jackson. And that is incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Buccaneers.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bengals drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham.
No gain on the
early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there and a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Airing one out for Boyd. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Boyd with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
Buccaneers 7.
The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
From the gun, Jackson. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8.
Here's Burrow. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Boyd. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
The ball carrier.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. A gain of 13. It's a first down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
At the 40-yard line.
They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Second and 10 now from the 27. Now it's Burrow. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Brandon Graham applying the heat off the edge. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And that will be incomplete.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
Now Aldrick Rosas for the field goal attempt. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. Rosas' kick is good, and that'll push the lead up to 17. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Operating from the gun, Jackson. Caught on the right side by Jones. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
It's a gain of 6.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Check number 6, check number 6.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Now Jackson on first down. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
24's the mic. Let's go, let's go. 24's the mic.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Mixon with a first down carry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
28, Joe Mixon.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Flush to his right. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Burrow. He finds his running back, Mixon. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Burrow looking to pass. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Shaquille Barrett just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Going for it all. And that is out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit him over the top, unsuccessfully.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. Now the Bucks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And for the second time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. Rosa's kick is good. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. Airing this one out for Evans. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. William Jackson with a pick. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And in fact, we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Chris Godwin, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bucs are able to cut in now to that deficit. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete.
That's good.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again.
Picked off at the 48. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
First down, Tampa Bay.
Jackson.
That's complete to his running back, Evans.
He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Jones. And he is going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals' 29.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Bengals' 28-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Jackson.
That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The left side completion to Jones. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
First down, Buccaneers.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up.
To throw again. Jackson escaping the pressure right. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 17, the 40, past the 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 from Bengals TD. Well, you don't want to coach him, Charles, to stay in the pocket on every play, but I guess that's the danger of getting outside of the pocket, extending a play, and making a bad throw. Turns into 6 points the other way.
Yeah, sometimes when you get outside the pocket, your vision actually gets obscured a little bit, or you narrow it down too much, and you don't see all the defenders in the area.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Oh, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
From the gun, Jackson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And the Bengals grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This is caught and stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
2nd and goal from the 1.
On 2nd and goal, here's the option.
And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And he knocks it through.
Makes the score, Bengals 40. Buccaneers.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Intended for.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
4 yards to go.
From the gun on third down, Jackson looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he is going to have a Bucks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
First down, Tampa Bay.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 38. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
Down to the 30 after a gain of 3. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. With that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Eluding the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
The throwaway.
So 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati.
Now Joe Mixon.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Now Burrow loses the football.
And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Jackson from the shotgun. Dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position.
It's a turnover on downs.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Get off the field.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
The 16-yard line.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Flushed out right. And he's got it. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
That's good.
A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
The ball carrier.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. On 2nd and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon. They get it to him running left. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Bengals just continue to pour it on.
Well, they mentioned this week, Charles, they had a couple kinks on offense that they wanted to fix. I would say they're pretty well fixed.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, just about everything they've run has been successful in this one. And if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm done with this, right? I have no answers for anything. In fact, I'll probably send a note to the clock operator. Let it run.
Aldrich Rosas set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away.
The Bucks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Evans has it left side. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Mike Evans.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 33-yard line.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Yards to go.
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. It's caught. Jones. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
First down, Buccaneers.
24 is the mic. I got you. I got you. 60
Jackson on 1st down. And now he'll tuck it and run. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
They go play action now. Jackson. Looking left sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time. And it's third down. But defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete passer we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
First down, Tampa Bay.
Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Buccaneers.
Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be out of bounds. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
Tampa Bay.
Ronald Jones taking it in. And the Bucks are able to cut into that deficit. And that touchdown there, it's not going to get them a win. It makes things, though, a little more respectable.
Yeah, a little more palatable going out in this ball game. A little something to build on going into the next game, but it won't alter the final score.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Cincy not ready to go here on their next drive. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, a broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
2nd and 14. Again, it's Mixon. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 11. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bucks will get ready to go on offense. The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory Not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the... That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory.
It's a gain of...
A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 53 yards. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off down near the 5. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
On the stop.
A gain of 3, second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 20-yard line.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line.
Final score, Bengals.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working.